I believe so. Yeah. This is a good thing about being live. It's so real. You messed up, you messed up. It is what it is.
So organic.
Very.
Even with the drill and everything.
Drill, keyboard. Absolutely. So.
I'm at the dentist. Like, what? But hopefully the mic isn't picking it up like the man said. So, yes.
Well, hey, y'all.
Hey.
Welcome again to my cute podcast with myself, Chrissy E. and
Peachy Poo. Happy Sunday, everybody.
My good old baby mother. Is my mic on?
Yes, it is. And we actually have a guest today. And I want to introduce him. And it's so cool. Like, we have you on the screen right here.
Okay.
Like, you're here. Like, we're here. Virtual reality. Yeah, it's 2020. We're here for it.
I look on the screen. Got my good side.
Absolutely. And I just want to say, I just actually want to start off and say, thank God. Thank God Biden now is in office. Like, I just thank God that the election went the way that it did and that it did go. And we're here.
We are.
Celebrate.
As long as he's not pushing mandatory vaccination.
Right. I think you might want to speak into the mic a little bit more. Yes, Mr. Dante.
Can I move this?
I think they're both clowns.
Oh, a little bit.
I think they're both clowns.
Both clowns. I think it's a jackass thing on there, right? It's a jackass sound effect.
Yeah, it's a whole,
Dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. You big dummy. Hey, you big cold-blooded dummy. You big dummy. See what you did? Oh, no, you big dummy.
to me, they're both clowns.
No, you big dummy.
But,
You dummy.
I love it. Yes.
But,
I think
today
there's some
we have a-
comments popping
You're
up
a
in
big,
here, so
big
hold
dummy
on.
there. I'm not
Today
kidding
we
you. You're a
have-
big dummy.
oh,
Dummy.
sit at the-
Listen to it, dummy.
so loud.
You dummy, you.
All right, thank
You
you. Thank
bigger
you,
dummy
Janelle.
than my dummy. Dummy. Get lost, dummy.
It done made a
You big
song.
dummy. I got a dummy for a son.
Oh, that wasn't intentional?
It was, but it's keep
No.
looping.
Before this
I
game,
think you
was
have
just
to
a plain dummy. But
click
after
it.
tonight, you be a broke
Maybe
dummy.
it's stuck.
Yeah,
there we
there
go.
we
got
go.
a little stuck.
Yep, yeah.
When we turn this down just a little bit. 'cause we
Happy
got,
Sunday.
we have a couple of our viewers saying that the music is a little loud.
Yep. Better.
That's good now. We good?
Cool. Thank you, viewers.
So today,
Today.
our discussion today, our topic today, this was something that you just came up with.
Yeah, you
The
know,
day before yesterday, and my baby mother, she goes in.
that
When she
brain be
has-
like
yeah,
fireworks.
When
It
she
be
has something on the brain,
girl.
whenever I see that number come up before 8 o'clock, I'm like, yeah, she
Absolutely.
got some stuff to talk about. She's
8 a.m.?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
Then,
Yes.
and you know it's real when she doesn't call you first. She send you a text like, "Good morning, baby mother, call me."
Yo.
All right, she mean business.
I need your time. Like, I think the topic just came up for me. It was so funny. I had posted a picture of me and my father when I was a baby. But that came after. But I feel like the idea came, like, I feel like it just dawned on me. Because my oldest daughter is 17, right? So she's senior in high school, all that good stuff. And it's like, wow, like, as a woman, I'm like entering this new arena, as you say, like in parenting. The fact is, she's adulting, she working, she driving, and that was like, just trying to navigate in that topic of boys, and not just boys, just relationships, period, friendships, right? Mommy, I feel like these people are like this, just trying to teach her how to navigate. And it's just like, topics come up, and I just felt like, whoa. I just felt like I would think the message would be a little bit more impactful if it came from her dad. Just some things. that we do conversate about. So I guess like, I think that's why like it like came up like dang like what does that look like?
Yeah,
That
like, we got a
father
whole-
daughter relationship, and being that your father is like the first man like you do fall in love with. Like, can't tell me nothing about that with Lil Jon. Like,
Right?
that's my bae. Like, you know, so very important. So I thought, like, you know, let's get a guy on here. Sometimes it's good to just break up the monotony and get, you know, just different perspectives on things. So that's why we here, baby mama.
And I think that's so dope. Because
She said our
nobody
music is
tell.
so blasting.
Oh, I turned it down. I turned it down.
Oh, you did?
Mhm.
Okay.
They said perfect. I turned it down.
Okay.
That's
Good.
the way I feel about my dad. I'm daddy's girl. Can't tell me anything about Raymond Washington Hahn. Nope. He's the GOAT.
That's right.
You know, everybody, you know, females, daughters with their dads is just different. Sons with their moms is different. That's going to be another, you know, that's going to be another show. But
It's true indeed.
welcome. to
Welcome,
Mommy's Keeping It Cute podcast.
Mr.
Welcome
Dante.
back.
Yeah.
So, let's start off with you. See, like, how's this, you know, how old is your daughter?
So my daughter is 12 now. She just turned 12 on the 1st of November.
Oh, okay. All right, happy belated birthday. And how are you feeling with, well, she's doing virtual school?
No. So, well, how they have it? So she's in Connecticut with her mom, and
Okay.
they do 2 days in school,
Like
and then
hybrid.
the rest, you know.
So it's probably the hybrid.
That's dope though. Dopeness, dopeness. All right. So she's 12. So I'm assuming like there's like, you know, a long distance type of kind of bond, right? So like tell me like what does that look like for you? You know, being that you guys do perhaps not live just around the corner from one another. So what does that do to keep that relationship like engaged?
Really, it's kind of just starting to happen now.
Okay.
So like I'm not big on small talk, and I don't really.
That's
like,
dope. It's happening.
Yeah, it's
happening.
happening. It's happening.
That's dope. It's happening. You know,
yeah, like, I really don't-
that's big.
You know, hit somebody and be like, oh, you know, how was school today? Like, I know school was school. Like, I used to
Yeah.
hate getting the question, how was school? It's the same as it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Like,
Right,
what do you
right.
mean? Like, I got to answer this every day, you know, kind of annoyed me. So I don't do that. If I have anything specific to talk about, topics, anything, I can go on forever. But just to talk just for the sake of talking, I've never been good with that.
Okay.
So we haven't really, so we would speak, I would say really when I was on the way to go pick her up. So like every other weekend I go and get her.
Okay.
You know, Friday night, and then I got to bring her back Sunday night. You know, it's 10 hours a driving total on the road
Right.
between all those trips. But you know, I do what I got to do. Get her for the whole summer and every school break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Effort. Definitely.
So I would, you know, when I got a chance to be around her, then, you know, we would try to, you know, build our bond and all of that. But she's had a phone since she was 10. But mostly is her and her brother. Like, they literally on the phone 2 or 3 times a day, or FaceTime or something, or playing video games with each other. Like, you know, they're best frenemies. You know, they're definitely siblings, so they'll, you know, mess with each other as soon as one relaxes and the other one want to start or whatever. But that's pretty much how it's been. So now that I know she's coming into, you know, around that age where, you know, different awarenesses might pop up and stuff like that, I definitely want to make sure, you know, that I'm there. So like now, like when she's down here, I make sure, you know, I can spend more time with her. So like her and my mom are like best friends.
Right.
So they run around doing all type of stuff together. You know, anything I have to do, she'll always ask my mother what she's doing, and then 9 out of 10 times she'll opt to go. She's like, "Well, can I come with you?" And then she'll go with my mom. I'm like, "You just left me hanging."
Yeah.
So they have, you know, a really great bond. So I know between, you know, her mother and my mother, a lot of that's gonna be good. But we have a relationship to where, like, I stress honesty. Like, I forget what was the event a couple years ago, but like, she's a angel, but she wasn't like totally forthcoming with me about a situation.
Right.
And I explained to them, I'm like, listen, you just have to be completely honest. You know, you have to give me all the information so I can deal with the situation.
Right.
Other than that, I'm in the dark and we can't, you know, get out of it, get past it.
Absolutely.
You know, as long as you can be honest with me, you know, we're gonna be good. So,
and
that's dope, though.
That's
yeah.
important. Honesty on both ends.
Absolutely.
You know,
as a child, I like to see
parent,
that.
So that's real dope. Because you know what, parenting doesn't come with a manual.
No, it doesn't.
You know, it comes by, you know, making a couple of mistakes. You know,
trial and error.
But you know,
my parents are nothing like they was when I was growing up.
How so?
Like I see how they with my children, they're, you know, softer, you know, everything. It's like
those are grandbabies.
It's like,
those are the.
It's like I wasn't allowed to get away with that. Like, how do
I
they
think
get
we
to
all
do that?
feel like that.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think grandparents, because I also feel like that with my parents. It was certain things that we weren't allowed to do. My sister and I, and like my kids, my nephew, they get away with certain things, and then you know they're a little spoiled in certain areas, and I just know that. And the way I feel is, grandparents, this is like your second time around to I'm not saying be parents to these children, but you know what it is, you know what I mean, like I said, parenting doesn't come with a manual. So the first time it's like, okay, whatever, you know, we're gonna try this, you know, we messed up, but when the grandkids come, it's just like so natural, because it's like, oh, I did this already. But I know I know what to do and how to do it now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
and I think that's so dope.
I think we should get back to traditions like we did, like the village to raise a family came from, because that's actually what was happening anyway.
Yes.
And it's to where the children, adult children, had children because, you know, their bodies were, you know, primed to and all of that, and then they got to go live their life, and the grandparents will raise the kids because the grandparents are, you know, wiser now, you know, they're more patient, more efficient with different things. And then, you know, once those parents become grandparents, now they'll raise their children's children.
Yes.
I think that's the ideal situation. I think that's the way, you know, we can really learn and grow and do things like teaching how to keep, you know, wealth in the family.
Right. Like
that dynamic, it'd just be beautiful for, you know,
absolutely
all of us, period, if we can do that. So like, yeah, my parents definitely helped me out a lot. Because,
oh yeah,
you know,
shout out to the grandparents.
I have my business. You know, I do a bunch of freelance stuff as well.
Right.
So a lot is going on, and you know, I can't be everywhere, and so I definitely get a lot of help, and I couldn't do it without them. So,
facts,
so I'm
absolutely.
And that's so
to do
dope.
the same for my children. You know?
Facts. And then like I like the fact that, you know, that you like started off just like saying like, you know, like this is what I'm doing now, right? So for me that kind of sounds like perhaps it may have not always been that way, or like, hey, like actually maybe spending time like FaceTiming or talking, blah 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 blah. But kind of just back, I feel like back to the father-daughter thing, and I think that's why I kind of wanted to like put it out there. For me, I tell folks, like, I was raised in Passaic, New Jersey, like up on the top, right? So, and I was part of the crack epidemic where it's like, you know, families were kind of dismantled. Like, whether you was in jail or when your father went to a program where your father was like, it's like, it kind of like really, not just me, but I look at my cohort and the people I grew up with. Like, our stories was pretty much the same. So, boom, fast forward, I'm 36. I'm like, yo, like,
damn, you look good, girl.
I tell them young boys I'm closer to 40 to 30. No. But, you know, like, so I look at my life now and just like, you know, just my choices in men. I got 3 children, 3 daughters, 3 different baby fathers, you know what I mean? And kind of just how my life went. And I call it my pointer, like my picker. Like, why was I attracted to certain type of dudes? I love my father to death, but listen, that Lil John lied like a rug. You feel me? I loved him to death, but, you know, being from a certain area, like, he was like this had these things about him. You know what I mean? I called him, like, if I could describe my father in like a few words, it'd be like swiping or swiping. Like on so many different levels, right? Like always landing on his feet, the luckiest crackhead I ever met, right? So, and just kind of how that impacted me and impacted my choices in men, impacted my sexuality, my sexual health, my sexual development, right? My self-esteem, you know what I'm saying? How I looked at just relationships, you know what I mean? Friendships, you know, all that good stuff. Yeah, so I felt like, I think it was just kind of a conversation just to be had, I feel like, and I think just to talk about the importance, you know, and at the end of the day, like, yeah, like little girls, the first man they fall in love with is their dads, you know, so just kind of just having that conversation. But I like the fact that you started off like, yo, it may have not been that way, but it is like that now, and that effort, and I respect that, Mr. Dante. Definitely appreciate that. Appreciate that.
You know, whether you live in the same household or not, your obligations are still there to be a parent.
Yeah.
Mom, dad, however it goes. You know, just because you're in the house, yeah, you could be mom, you could be dad, but if things go left, and mom and dad aren't in the same house, mom and dad still have to be mom and dad.
Absolutely.
And they have to figure it out because kids didn't ask to be here.
They didn't.
On us, so
to help like guide us, right? Like that map for us, especially little girls. I feel like it's very intricate. Like we're sitting on vaginas. We're sitting on vaginas, right? Like it's you know.
Yeah, and then girls, you know, they go through their little stuff, and
just,
I have 3 girls, then I have 2 boys.
Love you, Professor Every. She's so
2 boys.
These are published, okay?
My daughters, one is 16. One will be 15, and then I have a 5-year-old. So my 2 sons, one just turned 1, and I have a 21-year-old. So, yeah, shout out to my parents.
That's right.
Because when I say they helped me a lot, not just help me as far as like, you know, you buy your grandkids stuff, but mentally to help keep me focused. You know, because stability.
Quite frankly, like teenage parents, like we do adult things, but we're not there mentally to absolutely not.
So
thank God for grandparents.
Thank God for grandparents, and thank God for those grandparents that aren't biologically probably the grandparents, but
That's
you are
right.
the grandparents.
That's
you
right.
know, because there's a lot of those people out there too. Because you know, blood make y'all related, but loyalty just goes further than that.
Absolutely.
You know, so
absolutely.
I think it's real dope. I mean, I'm not having anymore, but
facts. Absolutely though.
I have no more, but it's just like
you're gonna have to get a second vehicle. You have anymore. You can't get them all in the same car.
We're good. We're absolutely good. And now I feel like okay, all right, boom. I'm 36 now, and I think about these things like, okay, 36, and we talked about marriage. I want to say like maybe a week or 2 ago, we spoke about marriage and kind of like just our different perspectives. Like, and it's like so real. Like, yeah, my relationship with my father impacted my ideas of marriage. Cause when I seen it, like my like perspective of it, like again, kind of broke up the home. So I didn't really see that cohesiveness. I didn't see like, you know, oh, let's eat dinner on Sunday. Like, how's everybody doing today? Like, it wasn't really like that. It was like my mother trying to chase my father around. Like, yo, that will get right. Like, oh, my insurance paid for your rehab. Let's go to the program. Like, that's what I seen. Like, my mother was trying to, she was a saver. God bless her, and I love her. But she was a fixer. Like, my mother's a fixer, problem solver. And I feel like those are some skills I got from her. Like, I know how to solve problems. So, you know, just like that, like marriage, I still just don't know if that's something that I'm ever going to do. Am I, like, emotionally healthy enough to do it? Or, like, is my picker still broke, right? Because, you know.
marriage is cool. Marriage is dope. But marriage isn't for everyone.
This is true.
Marriage is a business arrangement.
Business arrangement.
I believe that.
That's why it has a contract.
Right.
It could be a business arrangement,
And then think about it. So a lot of the things that people think come with marriage don't automatically come with marriage. And I know this is not the topic, so people assume.
No, that's fine.
You notice in your wedding vows, your traditional wedding vows, it don't say nothing about not being with nobody else in the vows. You notice that, right? But people automatically assume because we marry, you're not going to have anything else to do with anybody. Like, no, you got to. That's a separate agreement technically, which we have to agree on if that's what we want to do. Because nobody ever actually agreed to any of that. You know what I mean? Nobody
monogamy, you mean?
Nobody actually
agreed to it.
Don't automatically assume that comes with it. That's something additional is addendum. You got to go ahead and review and see if that works for you and do it however you want to do it.
And along those lines, like I was telling Chris, I felt like I will want to go to like counseling. Like marital counseling, like whether it's like through my insurance provider or through a church or a spiritual advisor, just something, because even monogamy, polygamy, if we gonna do it like this, like that's a conversation that needs to be had and never to be assumed.
Yep, exactly.
That's
the
a
point. Yep.
conversation to always have to be had and not to be assumed. Like just because you calling me your lady or your black woman, okay, but what do you really want? What are you really looking for? And I think the lack of the communication.
Yeah. You just go by what they've seen or what they heard or what's the right thing to do.
What's the right thing to do?
Yeah, so
really
like I had the
opposite
experience. So my parents are still together. They're, I think, the only other parents that I know are still together is my best friend, my partner, Will, with the gallery right above our studios. Other than them, shout out to the studio.
Shout out to the
follow above our studios everywhere. And other than that, everybody else parents, had broke up or everything growing up. And I think his parents definitely love each other, but they're also older. Like he's one of the last kids,
right?
You know what I mean? So like his dad is like 70. His dad is like 15 years older than his mom at that anyway. So right. And they're Haitian, so that upbringing, so that might be big contributing factors why they together.
Culturally.
Because everybody else is gone. Yeah. But because I saw my parents had that, I thought that's what I wanted or what I was supposed to do because I saw that. Okay. So I married, my children's mother.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were married.
For how long, if you don't mind me asking?
So we were married 3.5 years. We were together, I think like maybe 3 years before that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the whole thing was like 6.5 years.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So
I think like you saying and kind of to say, I think the example of what you seen, that was something that you thought you wanted or thought it was supposed to be that way.
Exactly. And not that marriage can be a beautiful institution, but I personally was more so on the idea of it versus wanting to do it with that person specifically.
I think that's
got
what
it.
Yeah,
that's
the idea. Because I'm like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. My son, she already had my son. So we had a kid together. My son was already born. I was I was in undergrad or whatever. But so he was there, and at the time, I didn't have any intentions on or desire to go and find somebody else or be with anybody else anyway. So I'm like, all right, cool, this makes sense because you ain't doing nothing anyway.
Right.
You kind of want to, like put some respect on the situation or whatever. You don't want, you want to offer the same things that to your children that you had. So that's
it's pressure. It sounds like pressure.
So that's really, why I pursued it.
Yeah.
And then
society
after
pressures.
Life has kind of it's been interesting.
How old were you when you got married?
I was 25.
So you were baby in undergrad.
Yeah, everybody was like, "You sure you want to do this?" Everybody was hitting me that. I was like, "Yeah, what else? I ain't doing nothing else." So So
my parents, they just went on 40. They just went on 40 years. They got married.
Congratulations.
Really young,
to the Huns.
They got married very young, but I think back in their 20s when they got married, it's so different than our 20s for those who got married because, like you said, it was just the idea. When you talk about vows, once you say them, do you even know what the vows are? Like, if someone was to say right now, what were the vows that you said? I don't know. Who knows? You know what I mean?
But hold sickness and health.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. And you know, like we say, like everything is a lesson in life. You know, so you learn something from everything.
Right.
So,
like my guy, like my man, my black man, I've been with him for 12 years. We haven't been married. We have a child together, but he's been around 12 years. So he's been around my other 2 kids for 12 years. Like, you know what I mean? So, and that's why I kind of sit there and hey Kareem, because he watching. Hashtag.
What up, broski? Keep doing your thing.
But, you know, sometimes I feel like, that those pressures and the idea of, I know what I want my dress. I don't want a white dress. I know what my color's going to be. I know what my bridesmaid's going to look like. But in the end of the day, I feel like it'll just be my luck when I kind of cross that threshold and, like, just the dynamics, it all mess up. Because right now, because that's my best friend. And I feel like we've been together for 12 years because that's, like he's my friend. Like, you know what I mean? Strip clubs, hey, like, you know, so it's like we've been able to kind of, if we didn't know, we were still able to grow in all type of areas in our lives. And I feel like this was the first time I understood what kind of unconditional love is. Like when you love, but not loving on conditions. Yeah. And he taught me that. Nah, am I going to act like I love you just because I want you to do this? Or I want to feel like this? Nah. Like when you love unconditionally, like sometimes like you gotta love like the good and the fucking bad part of somebody.
You gotta love both. And when people mess up,
like,
gotta love. You can't stop loving them because they messed up. It was unconditional.
You know, so so we working at it.
Love at convenience.
Yes.
When it's convenient, you know. You
absolutely.
Can't love when it's convenient.
Kind of like, you know, but so we kind of working through things, but like we're not married. And sometimes I look like, damn, everybody else getting married. Like, fuck, like. But then too, like
a lot of people getting divorced.
This is divorced too.
So it costs.
But you have to do what works for you.
I made it pretty good. It was about $9,000 for the wedding.
Like $9,000.
Yeah,
okay,
like
which was
for the wedding.
Which was good.
It's pretty good. You know, and actually, I actually did really good because that was actually including the 4 days in Jamaica.
Oh, so that wasn't bad at all. That was good.
Going around, you know what I mean, putting shit together. Like, all right, we
get
this, we get that over there. You know, make this all work. So that actually wasn't bad, but. So question, like, you with somebody today, and y'all get married tonight. What changes tomorrow? What's different when you wake up in the morning? Nothing. Not a damn thing except now you got this 9,000 missing out of your account. You know what I mean? You know, whatever. Like,
and I think that's what some people think, that like when you get married or everything gets swept under the rug, or even if you're with someone in a relationship and you all break up,
right?
If you all get back together, that does not mean what you all went through. It just disappears. Y'all grow through it, and you go through it. You know, that's all. That's what it's really about.
And it don't guarantee that nobody is leaving. So they all want to get married so we can stay together. Don't nothing guarantee that.
Yeah, and I be like, won't we just get married so that you can have my good ass state insurance?
Now,
but I got some good ass insurance.
You
feel me? The business, and I tell them, I be like, yo, like my nigga, like I got some. You ain't even gotta get it. You could go to a specialist. You could do what the fuck you want with those insurance. That insurance I got. So I'd be like, those things that where I feel like it'll financially help the whole unit.
Yeah. Some people get married because their husband or wife might need insurance. Some people get married. It is like a business arrangement, but when you're young and neither one of y'all even thinking about that, no one, like your 401k only got about 25. Y'all are just getting.
Is a bonus to marriage. If you happen
Can we clap
to be
to that?
in love
clap
with
to
somebody,
that sounds prolific.
And it makes sense, you know, financially and business wise for y'all to get married, then go ahead and do the damn thing.
I think once
because it costs to get in, it costs to get out.
It costs to get in and it costs to get out.
You know what I mean? Period.
And
then you got whatever type of stigma on you. Now you're divorcee. I went through that for a minute or whatever. It was like,
but it's all good. You know, I'm divorced too. But it's just like life doesn't stop. You just keep going. Would I get married again?
You don't look as good on paper though.
Yeah.
You know, you don't look as good on paper. I got to do
to people.
Of course.
To the
of course.
To those people, to them, you know, whoever them, you know, they are, but they aren't in the home.
I'll never forget. I went speed dating
Fun before
like
the pandemic, right?
Yeah. Like not too long after my divorce. Like I moved back from
Kareem said he got life insurance.
He got life insurance.
Life insurance to my health insurance.
Right. Ain't nobody think about him exactly.
You gonna die because you ain't got health insurance. Now she got to collect from your life insurance. I mean,
but shout out to the life. Nah, it's all good. Nah, shout out to the life insurance.
No pressure, right?
It's adulting.
Sound like my guy. I don't want to, rub him the wrong way already.
He's so aggy. Nah, it's cool. He cool. But yeah, so absolutely.
Would you get remarried?
I'm not opposed to it.
You have children now.
Yes.
So what does that look like?
I'm not opposed to it.
The dating thing.
I don't think I've ran across any women that did not want to have a child, and or did not want to get married. I actually ran across one who ended up becoming my girlfriend because actually at the beginning she qualified for all that, and all that shit.
Qualified?
Yeah, she was like she wasn't sure she wanted to have kids. She really didn't want to get married. I'm like, oh shit, we in the same boat. You know what I mean? Like. I'm like, again, I'm not opposed to
birds
it,
of a feather,
not, what I mean, running around looking for it or whatever. And then that changed, and it's just, the dynamics in the relationship changed, and she fell in love and all that shit. So that shit changed.
Absolutely, because when sex involved, like I say, like I feel like people could be like, yo, I'm a G, but I think the weakness that women have is our emotions. And we can't do what men do, even when we try to. We really can't, because our emotions is what like floors us, right? So like once and then the intercourse happened too. Yeah, like you my friend zone. Like yeah, fucking right. After 6 months, that's gonna be like, yo, where you at? Like I thought I seen you. Like shit. She checking for your ass. Send me the Addy. I'm hunting them down. Like facts.
Just gets like
that is the
wild, but
it
but
might
now
happen.
when you have kids,
it might happen. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
And when you have kids, you also have to think about who you bring around your children.
Mm-hmm.
You can't bring everyone around your kids.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Absolutely.
introduce your children to everyone. Doesn't matter if you have a son or daughter, because things are happening to males and females. So I never discriminate against well, this happens to, little girls. No, it happens to little boys, too. It happens to them. So you have to be very aware. And, we all love our kids and we love them hard.
I think
it's very intricate.
A benefit just in my lifestyle and me, period, is I have, female friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we're, if I hang out or be around, you're probably gonna at some point run across my children or whatever. So I'm introducing them to kind of everybody, and it's very few people that I'm introducing with a title or whatever. So it's they see people, they see women or whatever, but it's not like I have a bunch of women around my children
friends.
Because they don't know what's going on. Exactly. You know what I mean?
There's some parents out there that don't mind their kids seeing multiple people and they're being laid up,
But don't minimize kids. Be smart.
They really smart.
Because my father, listen, I'm gonna tell you, that little John was my bae, right? So I remember being in the car, and he was talking to somebody, a lady outside the car, and as I was young, but I knew she was just real sexual, why you flirting? But I was so young, but I was able to draw it up because she bended over in the window. Hey, Daryl. And I'm looking as soon as I went home, I told my mother on his ass. Facts. I be feeling kids just be so in tune. It's almost like they could read unspoken shit sometimes. That's my friend, but especially your son. Your son, no, you that's your special friend. Well, you know what I'm saying? I be feeling like kids are just smart as fuck today.
Yeah, they are.
They just be smart. It's the
Mama
Dante.
is out here with
the
these F-bombs.
I've been drinking since earlier.
Yeah,
I've been drinking since earlier.
Drinking.
And I blame it on Esme because I actually went to a options trading course tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I seen it.
Yeah, I went there. It was you should feel a little smarter. Just, I like to learn new stuff. And it's just when you talk about money and flipping the money and really breaking it down
you
to
need
me.
Some cognac and a cigar.
Listen, I'm here for it. So, shout out to the Solomon Trade Experience. Follow him on Instagram, Esme V. Follow her on Instagram, too. They a dope power couple.
Okay.
There's a really, Esme tell you she don't even work anymore. Options trading, like Esme don't work at all because she don't have to. She don't have to, and it's all about like making money from anywhere. So it's a new a new project I'm on. If you want to say,
baby mother,
but I keep you posted.
Yes.
I keep you posted because I like those numbers. The numbers look nice. Absolutely. But so how was your week?
I was just gonna say, it was cool. It was good.
He said, "What? I'm sorry, I did the F-bomb. I know."
Mr. Kareem, he on it.
I know, right? Like,
I got it, Kareem. I'm like, these F-bombs, they flowing today. I don't know what she had to drink, but she's feeling real nice.
He's so crazy.
But my weekend was dope. The kids were off school all week.
Thank God. Grace
be to God. They had the whole week out?
Grace be to God.
My son had Monday and Wednesday in school, but everything else was out.
Yeah, they had the whole week out. So, everything was still pretty much regular because I have a 5-year-old. So she's still on that schedule to wake up early.
Mommy, let's start breakfast.
Knocking on the door.
Kids be waking up hungry.
I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm bored. I'm this. I'm that. I'm blah blah blah. So
shout out to Kaylee.
But it was pretty cool.
Good.
I'm done with the move.
Good. Congratulations.
Congrats on the new spot.
Right.
Yeah, we moved. So just trying to. When you move, you don't realize how much stuff you have. You know
never
what I
know
mean?
how much stuff you have until
Because it's
you
just
getting rid
like
of something or moving to somebody.
getting
Like,
rid of certain things. It's like you really, everybody tell you, just throw everything out there. You're like, when I get ready to start packing, I'm about to throw everything out. But then it's like you come across certain things and you're like, damn.
Start hoarding.
Yeah,
right.
God,
don't want to let it go.
It be like that.
I remember when XYZ, I'm not throwing this out, but then when you think about, man, throw that out. Because when you move, you start over fresh.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everything. So it's dope.
Good.
So,
I'm glad you done with the process.
Definitely,
because it's stressful. Like
it was.
It's a life changing experience. Like
you find the place and then the move and getting people to help you move.
Right.
All the extra stuff, but
that's the downside to having female friends.
The move.
Call your ass.
Who you
move.
think?
I need to move.
Females?
I'm like.
Like, come over here, Dante. I need help. Like, hey,
my girlfriend and I, we were putting some stuff in her truck one day, and both of us were like, the way we were picking up some stuff, we were like, because neither one of us were gonna break a nail. So I'm like, we could put this to the side because he could get this, but other than that, we try to do whatever we had to do, but God is good. Praise God. So
praise God.
Yeah, in full effect. So it's pretty dope.
Cool. That's what's up.
Yeah. Last thing on the daddy-daughter thing.
Okay.
One thing I'm really realizing now is I have to put the time into her so she's not clamoring for that attention.
You better know it. You better know it. Hand clap.
Yeah, so like she wants to, do little things and just really just hang out, spend time, especially since she sees that I do it with my son. And I mean, it's mostly I'm training him in basketball. I'm bringing him to other trainings and programs.
But still,
it's
like
that
time.
Yeah, but it's still.
And that's dope too.
Yeah.
That father
son.
And
I can tell like she, feels some type of way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So making sure I get that with her, but the downside to that is she spend other people's money like it ain't nothing. So that she want to go to the mall. She want to go do anything she want to do is involving money. Like, I don't know who child you are, but
that's the way it usually goes.
Yeah, I'm not going hinder that or anything.
But you'll be surprised
the guys that come along,
time.
They just gonna have a lot to deal with. Period. Like
talk to her about consent.
Exactly.
My professor on here, cause she tap into my show from grad school. My professor. And she said to talk to her about consent, and that's real. But I was talking to my baby father the other day, just this kind of father-daughter kind of relationship. You know how many girls I felt like as a youth that might have engaged in sex or let boys just play with them or do things to them they really didn't want to, but they be like, they might get coerced or somebody that's sweating you so hard, you be like, okay, like you have girls that just like don't have that assertiveness or that knows like, nah, nigga, you don't playing no touchies and run, don't touch me, like even adult women don't understand boundaries and to let somebody like touch them inappropriately and really be like, stop. Like, no, it's not, stop. Like, I need
like my dad would kill you.
Like what is that?
My dad would shoot you. My dad would kill you. Yeah.
So I feel like so I just feel like that is like I just feel like it's just so important. The daddy father relationship, and I feel like it will definitely impact what kind of man your child your daughter will be attracted to. Like you talked about honesty, right? Be honest with me, and if she see you being honest, first nigga that lie to her, she's gonna be like, nah, no, you lie like a rug. You have to go. Like, you know, kind of making that standard for her. Like, cause I know that this little, and a shout out to my cousin from Passaic. It's my baby father cousin. Her daughter, the father was so involved in this little girl life. And she was, when she came to teenage, she was so voluptuous. I said, damn, little girl, what they feeding her, right? Like,
it's all the hormones in the food.
But she knew, like, she be like, oh, like, her mom would tell me, like, guys would try to talk to her or take her out. And she be like, you know, because her father set such a high bar.
Yeah, set the bar.
You know what I'm saying? Like, took her on dates and stuff, like, lunches. Like, this is our little... You know,
I open the door for my daughter all the
stuff
time.
like that.
In and
Yeah,
out the
Dad.
car, restaurants,
yeah,
all
Daddy.
That. Like it's just regular stuff you need to see.
Where
that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it should be. You know, so it's like you do set the bar. Like I feel like my dad set the bar, and I'm what 38.
I know. Don't
I'm
sue
what,
us
38. So yeah, I feel like my dad set that bar. I know I've seen that.
I know.
We gotta tape it. We gotta get some duct tape. We gotta
Right.
get masking tape something for it.
But he set the bar.
Yeah, he definitely set the bar. And my dad, I feel like he pretty much showed me everything that a man is supposed to be. You know what I mean? He wonderful provider. You know, like I said, my parents were married 40 years, so you see a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But you know, like I said, you work through them.
Right.
If two people want things to work, it's going to work regardless.
For sure.
And they have to grow up because, like I said, 40 years and, you know, got married young.
You a different person every 7 years.
Yeah,
literally.
you know what I mean? You
Even
really
your skeleton sheds itself.
But
You're
it's
a
like,
different person.
Exactly. And having that good father figure, stand up man, always
Facts.
there, you call him, he show up. I still went outside and I was playing. You know what I mean? So it doesn't, you can have like that good father figure, that, you know, that person that's going to be there, but like, it comes a point in time that a person, an individual, is going to be an individual.
Oh,
they're
facts.
going to make some choices, but they're going to know that they knew better.
I mean, the
Because
seeds
they
been
saw
planted,
better,
right?
They were raised better. That
But
foundation.
Yes,
so
the
solid,
seeds been
you know?
planted. Like, just because they ain't sprout yet, the seeds is always gonna be planted.
It's
like,
there.
like we'll I guess go in the wilderness, they say, you know, and go on our own little journey, but we come back. It's because
Kinda
of
like going
what.
to check the mailbox. You go to the mailbox, you go through it, see what's good, throw out the crap. You know what I mean? Then you come back in the house.
Because if
But-
you knew better, you'll do better. God, that is what they say.
Yeah, I'm hoping she's,
Yup.
you know, she stay on the honesty thing and we really, you know, build a bond. We could talk about whatever. I'm a little
Right.
nervous about it because I don't necessarily want to talk about whatever.
And that's
Yeah.
facts,
But-
and that's
but I
so
would rather
facts.
her do that than, you know, run
And
around.
honesty is so
and stuff
important
and all that.
because
Listen,
I have a
Linda.
5-year-old who sometimes isn't honest. So it's like it starts
Yeah,
there.
oh,
You
yeah,
better
right.
know.
You got to
it
check
starts
that.
Check
and,
right
that.
there to check
'Cause-
her and to address her. You know,
Kids
what I
are
mean?
natural born psychopaths before you culture before you cultivate them. No, facts. What? They'll do
That's
anything
true.
to get their needs met. Lie, throw you under the rug, you know, just to get their needs met. So we have to actually definitely curve it. So she a little psychopath. My little cute Kaylee.
Kaylee has her own mind. Kaylee has her own.
my daughter's
you
name
know,
is Kylie.
Kylie,
She has
nice.
her own ways of doing things. Kaylee also, to me, she's like a little special little kid. You know, because she doesn't have her father, but she has a father figure, and she also has my dad, and she has an older brother.
Right.
So she sees what's supposed to
Definitely.
be what. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So you never want a little girl, a daughter, to ever feel like they have to go, like we said earlier, outside and feel like they need love from
and get
this
these
man,
voids
this man, and get all that, get all these voids because they didn't get it from their biological father.
Absolutely.
So,
and then too, like, just know, like, I think the deficits that people have, and I say emotional deficits, because I think what we give each other is deeper than just like a child support on buying your kids kicks and shit. It's the emotional experience, right?
Yeah.
So, and I feel like that's why I think people like get it fucked up too. Like, a girl may not be promiscuous, but she may take her issues out in different ways. May take her issues out, get high, be a whore and not get paid for it, right? Scammer, liar, or like all type of shit. So it'll manifest itself in other ways, you know. So we just out here just trying to help the people, just build better babies out here. I think that's the goal of the podcast, period. You know.
That's exactly what it is. And when you have your kids,
build the babies.
You gotta take care of your kids. It doesn't matter what the relationship is with the mom.
It don't matter.
It's that kid.
That's it.
There's no one on this earth that will stop me from seeing or doing anything from my kid. You know what I mean?
And I think that's what makes your optimum person, right? Because I feel like I was saying earlier, like, you got guys be out here dripping. I know guys from up top just be dripping. They be just dripping and looking nice, but your insides don't match your outside. Like that, like you as a father, like morally may not match like what you present to the public. And I feel like that's some important shit to talk about. Like how about like you'll just be the best person that you were supposed to be when you handle your business. Be in a call. Who is this?
Mommy's Keeping It Cute podcast.
Hi, who's this?
Hello?
Hi.
Is this Makaya? This is my daughter.
Hello?
Hi, Makaya. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for calling up.
We got the same birthday, January 20th, Aquarius.
All right. Shout out, Makaya. All right, love you. That's my different baby. He's talking about different babies. That's the different baby.
You got like
that's the middle baby.
That's my twin. That's my Aquarius.
Whew, she gave me a run for my money.
But there's some fathers, there's some moms that be outside hanging out, chilling, dripping, all this, and they don't take care of the kids.
Girl.
So then I have to look at their friends like, your friends don't do
Oh,
this,
so I mean, it's already started, but definitely 2021 and beyond.
Okay.
If you're not in your children's life, or if your situation is to where you're currently not allowed to be in children's life, but you are fighting to be that.
Yeah,
that is.
Then we not messing with you. That's it. Like your dub is over. Like nobody hanging out with you. Like if you're not taking care of your kids.
Yeah, that moral compass.
No respect, period.
The moral compass. You got some dudes out here that had a man's back. Pick pots and pans, niggas. They men's get locked up. They bailing their men's out. They getting their men's car out the tow because they got a DUI, and then they like running from their baby moms. Or they like they kid is expecting them to come on Saturday at 1:00 and they don't come.
And they don't call.
Like, do you know the devastation that does to people that like
but
grow
you know
up?
What,
like,
God works, because God take care of everything and God handles everyone. Not to be all but I'm just saying it gets taken care of because God don't bless no mess. And you have to take care of your kids.
Facts.
You have to. That's just like it's law. You don't have a option. It's not for convenience.
And that's what.
And posting a couple of pictures of your kids does not mean that you're a good parent. That just means that you have a phone, a camera, and you can post. But like, what do you really know about your child? Like, what do you know? Like, what's
and
the
just
color?
the pathology behind that. Like,
who's their pediatrician? Who's their dentist?
Like,
are they up to date on their shots? Like, I could go on and on because, like I said, I have some kids. Dads are there.
Right, but why go left? Like, why some guys?
Just like you, like who created?
And then that question, like, why do you go left? Those goofy guys, like who creates them? Right. Like, and some of them come from good homes and two family homes and houses and then live in the projects and had access. Like, why you act like what? It be the psychopathy. Yeah. People be walking around straight psychopaths and you don't even know it. You better believe me, yo. But thank you, Dante, for joining us.
Yes.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much for joining us. And
shout out to your studio.
Yes, Above Art Studios. All black art, all black artists.
Yes.
We are open for events as well. We rent the space. So
very cute
right
space.
Right now with COVID, you know, a lot of things shutting down. People not able to get into things. Right. Send us a DM, send us an email or whatever. We make sure
Will
the
and
event
I
goes
used
down.
to work together. Will, myself, my sister, it was a lot of us. We used to work together. And then once our company shut down, that's when Will, you know, I guess he opened up the studio, and it just been booming since then. I went to a couple of events there. So
yeah, we're having our 5th year anniversary December 10th.
5th year. God bless you guys.
That's real dope.
May the marathon continue. Facts, you know, it ain't a race, it's a marathon.
Get this world open back up, you know.
Absolutely.
Well, let me say, I'm not in a rush for the world to open up because the world isn't even opened up a little bit, and people are acting crazy.
Partying like it's 1999.
No mask, no.
They was turning up for Biden yesterday, but they was not practicing social distancing yesterday. I was just looking on the TV. They was in Chicago, ATL, New York. Like, they out there, like, listen.
Well, they all going to go home and quarantine for 2 weeks, so it'll be fine.
They're supposed to.
Right.
You know, they supposed to, so I don't know. Right. But I know.
I'm just glad, like, Trump isn't president anymore.
And we have, a Jamaican lady up in the...
Did y'all see Michael Rappaport?
Yeah, she going to be the president. 100% she going to be the president.
Yo, he went in on Trump. Like, if y'all could find the IG video on Michael Rappaport talking about Trump, yo, like that, the guy that played on, I want to say he played on, what was that? Not doing the right thing. He might have played on he played on a few Spike Lee joints. The white guy, the Italian guy.
Yeah. I know
you feel me?
Yeah.
He be going in on Trump. He was like, he's out of the office because he's a cocksucker. He went in on him. So it's just a funny video.
Trump on his day off. He's a man.
That shit made me laugh.
Kareem said, if a man won't take care of his kids, he is not a man.
Exactly.
And that's the way we're going to end the show.
That's it. Thank you, Kareem, for tuning in.
If any of your friends is like that, you hanging with them.
You a goofball, too.
Like, what are you doing?
You goofy.
Get your man right. Get your man right. That's it.
You goofy as
he hanging out with you. You know damn well he's supposed to be with his kids, or he ain't seen his kids all week or anything like that. You ain't sending his ass to go hand them, or you see him blowing bread and
he buying bottles at the lobby.
Don't got gym clothes and holes in his shoes and all that. It's a problem. Check your man.
Check your man.
Check your man.
Check your man.
Check your man and check yourself. Listen, why are you hanging out with that?
He buying bottles at the lobby, $50 minimum, and he owe child support. It's a problem. I'm trying to tell you, it's a fucking problem. That's the second F. I'm sorry, people.
Thank you for tuning in. Mommy's keeping it cute each and every Sunday. 7 p.m. Come check us out. And you can call us up 646-233-1302.
Yes.
We are out of here.
Be blessed.
You know I don't know how to close out this live.
I don't know, because we be talking and talking. Thank you, Dante. I'm going to store your number, Dante, because now I know it's you. I did not know that was you.
Oh, that mic's still open.